Yeah, I'm not sure when we'll meet again. I haven't figured out a date yet. Sometime in the future. At least, at the very minimum, 6 weeks from now. 6 weeks from this week. So I'll let you know by emails and whatever. We'll let everybody know. We'll give them at least a week notice, or maybe 2, once I figure it out myself. But right now I'm not sure, so we do know that we are going to be a while. And I kind of like this lesson, this Numbers, Ben the Bar, the first lesson in Numbers, but I'm not going to share on it today. But I always look forward to it because I believe it was the Lord that gave me a message on imputed righteousness a few years ago. I don't know how many years ago, to be honest, but it was on imputed righteousness, and it's the best that I've been able to come with on imputed righteousness. And so I always look forward to it because I don't teach it often. And I think it's a key subject, but which one isn't, you know? So, but I'm not going. I felt at the end of last week, the beginning of this week, I thought that it was probably good that we would again share on Shavuot or Pentecost again. I did share on it, I think, last week to some extent, but then again, I wanted to bring forth another message on Shavuot, because of the season. You know what the season is, right? The counting of the Omer, counting of the Omer, and this appointed days of the Lord, which encompasses 2 feasts, the feast of Passover and the feast of Pentecost, or Shavuot. So this period of time, this 50 days from the day after the Sabbath, or what we think it means the first day of the week, from that day forward, the day beginning the first fruits festival, counting the 7 weeks, 7 sevens, Sabbaths, then on the 50th day being Shavuot. This is the season we're in, and matter of fact, we're on about the 48th day. Anybody know? About the 48th day. 47th day. Somewhere in there. Next week is Passover, Pentecost, so that's why, and not only that reason, but because if I had to summarize what it is that I teach about or have taught about in the last fairly long period of time, it would have to be teaching on the Holy Spirit. So whether you knew I was teaching on the Holy Spirit or not, it all was pointing toward the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to continue to point toward the Holy Spirit today in the ministry of the Holy Spirit. In times past, I have spoken to you on those 3 dispensations. You know, I know there is some pullback when you start using the word dispensation, but for lack of a better term, we lived out, the human race that is, lived out that dispensation of the Father, in that His dispensation ended with the birth, with the resurrection of the Messiah, Yeshua, which in that short little dispensational period of 33 years, we have the dispensation of the Son. And then since that dispensation has been fulfilled or completed, we are now in the 3rd dispensation, which will take us right on through to the 8th day, or through the millennium period, the 7,000 years of man, as it's known biblically, that of the Holy Spirit's dispensation. So that is where we're pointing in today's lesson. And I think most of you understand that Shavuot is the day that the day of Pentecost, or the outpouring of the Holy Spirit. So, hopefully you have my notes. Just a little bit longer today, but a lot of it is story, so, or some of it is story, so hopefully it won't be longer than usual. Shavuot, being a one-day feast of thanksgiving at the time of the wheat harvest. Exactly 50 days after the day following Passover. At the time of Passover, a sheaf of barley was waved before the Lord in thanks and in dedication for the entire barley harvest. At Shavuot, the festival was dedicated with a 2-loaf wave offering of bread made with leaven unto the Lord. It is a time celebrated by Jews as that time that marked the giving of the Torah, or the law, from Mount Sinai about 4,000 years ago. In addition to it, obviously they do the celebration in regard to Shavuot according to the Scriptures. They read from the Torah, and they read different portions. Now this day that's celebrated by the Jews, Shavuot, with that wave offering of the bread, the 2 loaves of bread, is also that same day of Pentecost, which is the Greek name for Shavuot, that 2,000 years ago Christians recognized that day as the day the power of the Holy Spirit was poured out upon His disciples, and this inaugurated the birth of the church. Whereas in the Mount Sinai giving of the Torah, they celebrate that as the beginning of the nation of Israel, or the beginning of the church, if you will. The story of Ruth is often read at the time of Shavuot, as it is taken from a time that surrounds the barley and the wheat harvest. Both those harvests reflect the harvesting of the man's soul, or man's souls. Both of those harvests, that's what's reflected in the barley harvest and in the wheat harvest. Those are reflective of men's souls.